Parrot last weekend on his own 40-metre line. Jamie Lyon. Don't argue and put away 2 metres on his side of halfway. It went. Well, Manders ruled a knock on Ian Hindmarsh, the number 12. And well, I'm not so sure. It may have gone forward, but did it go forward off the arms? Trimble will work the scrum. He was the linchpin of the Rabbitohs before he went to St Helens and Knowsley Road. Willie Talau, part of the New Zealand combination in that centres. Glenn Hughes playing an 11 from Corey Hughes back to the boot, and it's Travis Norton's kick that is fielded beautifully just inside his 20-metre line by Pat Richards.
Yeah, that was a nice play put on there by the Bulldogs. It was all set up for Luke Patton coming through at speed, but the winger read it well, didn't he? Pat Richards saw it, got back there in time. Lovely take.
Thunder and lightning at Parramatta Stadium as the opening minutes unfold. Right on the halfway line.
Good run there from Daniel Irvine. Unusual for Parramatta. Two hookers named in there, 17. It happens a little bit regularly for them as this ball goes. Well, now it's fielded by Luke Patton. Chased by Lyon, makes the tackle. Great kick, good chase. Line drop out.
Well, you don't get a better kick and you don't get a better chase.
That was Michael Butner right on the 50-metre line. And he's pulled it up 1 metre inside the dead ball line, forcing Luke Patton to play at it. And he couldn't beat Jamie Lyon.
The Dogs, they got away to a great start in the Telstra Premiership. Michael Vella takes it back. They've only been beaten once as they've travelled away from home. Hindmarsh again.
All right, coming into this game, the Bulldogs are 4th. The Eels are 5th. Last year at this stage, the Bulldogs were 9th. Parramatta were 12th.
Ryan wearing 15, locking the scrum. Nathan Hindmarsh pulled down and then over the top, and Nasta held him down. Now Kalis to the 10-metre line. Hodgson might have been knocked down by the Dogs. The Eels put the kick in. And no contact made by the Bulldogs, according to Manda. So it'll come back for the optional restart from the 20. Just watching this. No, it was all Brett Hodgson. Nothing to do with the Dogs. And they gained 10 on the first play from Steve Price. Darren Brett. He'll just keep rolling it ahead.
It's a big night for the front rowers, Ray. Jason Stevens will be the first prop chosen for New South Wales. I wouldn't be at all surprised if the other starting prop is a battle between Britt and Michael Vella, both in action tonight.
High frequency of involvement from Price as he plays it now. A couple of metres on the Parramatta side of halfway. Corey Hughes gets a kick away from dummy half to be taken by Hodgson. Moody fell back to be with him for this play. 21 away now from the Parramatta line. Hodgson again tries to push away from Glenn Hughes. He doesn't succeed. Daniel Wagon in 13, playing in the centres, takes a run. 30 metres out from their own line. As the captain, Nathan Kalis, takes it away. And Manda penalises them for being offside, the Dogs. Let's have a look at it. They're in front of him. They're in front of him. And he waits for them to actually get involved in the play before blowing the penalty. So the Eels with a chance to develop something. Played by Ryan. Away from Irvine. It's out for Butner. Butner reaches the 20-metre line. Irvine looking for his options. It goes to the blind. From PJ Marsh back to Hodgson. Now they work it back up the middle for Vella. Vella for Kalis. Kalis! 12 metres out from the line. Back for Irvine. Blindside scamper. Wagon is there. Big man on the winger. Newton wants it for the kick. There it goes. Pat Richards with the jump. And I think he's gone. Yes, he went over the sideline, or at least took the corner post. And it's going out to the 20-metre line for the restart.
Yeah, looking good, Parramatta. Wonderful kick there. And Pat Richards was onside and just a bit unlucky. Good defence. He was well covered by Howland in the end, sliding over there.
Well, this has been ruled that the ball went out on the full, so it's actually going to be a scrum. Back over on the 10-metre line.
Andrew.
Richards will have good memories, Ray, of the last time these two clubs clashed. It was only his third match in first grade last year, round 18, but he did come up with a couple of tries, and one of them a long-range one. If you think back, it was a pass from Jim Dimmick off the ground. It was a very controversial night, but it was a big night for Jim Dimmick, for Jim Richards, for Pat Richards, as I say, in only his third match in first grade. I think we called him Jim last year.
No, you didn't. I did.
Well, I just have.
Thanks for the reminder, and thank you for joining the club. Vangana now plays the ball, and Trindle goes away. For Britt to link up, and he's tackled 22 metres out from his own line. Corey Hughes. It's really a Canterbury side that has been decimated one way or another. So many of the regulars as they get a penalty.
Peter mentioned some players tonight playing for Origin spots like Vella and Darren Britt for one of the prop forward spots. Well, there are two New South Wales selectors sitting just in front of us in Jeff Gerard and Frank Fish, who's the country rep. And I'd imagine you have to throw Rodney Howe in there and probably Luke DeVico, who's been playing some great football. So there's a multitude of props going for two spots.
Price. Well, he'll be looking for a spot himself, won't he, Price? In the Queensland side. Britt now, talking of thunder, gets it up to the 30-metre line, centre of the ground. Trindle, brilliant on his feet. Norton, 22 metres out, and they mount their attack. Handoff from Trindle. It was a little bit too fancy, and Lyon tried to run down the park. He's tackled on the 30-metre line.
A handoff from Trindle, but what about the hands of Jamie Lyon in picking it up? Picked up 10 or 15. As Parramatta now with a little bit of momentum with Kalis going towards the halfway line.
Irvine linking up down the blind side with Ian Hindmarsh. Very young pack of forwards. Brian Smith forever rotating them. Vella out wide. He'll play the ball now. 41 metres away from the Dogs' line. From Ryan, a dummy half for Marsh. Marsh for Wagon. Wagon's pass, I thought, went forward. Moody's gone down the ground. Puts a kick into the in goal. The race is on. No! Dead. Back to the 20 for the restart, is it?
Touchy coming in. I think there's going to be a penalty. Parramatta's way 4. Well, it's against Luke Patton.
Yeah.
Parramatta wingers kicked ahead. Was not committed to the tackle. Continued on, took the player out, so he didn't have a go at the goal.
Okay, once he's passed it, once he's kicked it, got to pull out a tackle, okay? Oh, thanks, mate.
So he's got him for a late tackle. Luke Patton, the Dogs full back.
I think that section of the crowd over there calling for a penalty try. And every reason, I think, because I think if Jason Moody had stayed on his feet, he would have got there in plenty of time. I know Talau was there, or Vangana it was, but he's pretty quick, Moody.
I think the only thing against a penalty try there, Paul, was whether the ball was actually going to beat him over the dead ball line. But still a chance here with Ryan taking it inside 10.
Too many question marks for mine. Impossible to give a penalty try there. Vella. 9 metres out from the line. Now the Eels with Irvine. Showing it, and Butner is a metre from the line. Irvine now. Irvine. Has he got the ball down? Held up on tackle 3.
Yeah, next best thing, held up. They get the ball back from the scrum. Nice little set play before this. Michael Butner nearly got through for a try, and then Irvine just had a little crash over on his own and held up. Claiming a try, but not to be. So
another opportunity coming as the scrum packs. Irvine held up in goal. Well, Marsh is trying to get it in.
Parramatta stacked the right-hand side here. They brought Buettner around. Patton has stayed on the other side. I don't understand why they would go where there were more defenders. That's Wagon.
Yes, that's exactly what they did. They went to the side of the park where there was more Canterbury defence. So Nathan Hindmarsh is working in blue and white traffic at the moment, playing the ball back for Irvine. Decoy runners, and then it's Ryan. I thought he lost it, but he didn't, apparently. Now Marsh, back for Vella. Fourth tackle, 4 metres out from the line. The Eels with Marsh. Now Buettner. Buettner back for Hodgson, knocked down by the Dogs. He didn't play at the ball. Buettner will play it on 5. The crowd booing the referee, but the referee got it right. Marsh into the in goal. Here comes the chase. They've got it, Parramatta. They've nailed it. It is Daniel Wagon. He has come down and nailed it for the Eels.
Well, they're confident, the Eels. Wagon's smiling. He's happy. He thinks he scored a try. Wasn't the highest of kicks.
No, but in this instance, that's a good thing, isn't it? Because it allows the chasers to arrive at the same time, not have to stand and wait for it. Up against 2 Bulldog defenders, did El Masri stop the ball from being put down by Daniel Wagon? No, he hasn't. It is a try.
I'll tell you what, though, Pete, it's been a show of athleticism and gallantry by El Masri. I didn't realise he'd gone so close to stopping a try.
Well, the Canterbury players have come out to the 20-metre line. They might be claiming that El Masri's got just as much right. He's got his arm around the ball, but in this case, the advantage goes to the attacking side.
Well, you do everything you can, don't you?
Yeah, that is right. You're quite right. When there is some doubt and it's a try, if both the defence and the attack ground the ball at the same time, the attacking side is given the advantage. And this is the way it was with Wagon and El Masri. But I've got no doubts that he was able to ground some part of the ball. 15 out, 20 in for Hodgson to convert. Will he? Wagon's got the 4. Hodgson puts the boot to it and misses it. It is Braithen Astor who starts this next section of play. And he really put it down close to the line before Michael Vella ran it back 12 metres. That's the advantage, I suppose, if there is an advantage of going for a deep kick, even though you run the risk of giving a penalty. It gives your defenders more time to get down, shut them down well inside the 20. And Parramatta have used a couple of tackles now to get just past that point. Nathan Hindmarsh, that's a good tackle. Stopped him in his tracks and forced him back. It was an Astor. Kalis is playing well, the captain. 30 tackles to 64, so you can see the workload has been out of balance. 19 is Howland. Joined them from the Sharks. Lost his spot to Martini last week. Martini, of course, suspended. Patton now. Taken down by PJ Marsh. No Jason Taylor tonight. Marsh given the number 7. El Masri. Lightning, as I said, flashing in the background and some thunder with it. As the lock forward, Travis Norton prepares to play the ball. Tillau, referee, having no part of the antics of Norton. You heard him say just milking it. 16 is Price. This is the last coming up for the blue and white side. The Dogs of Canterbury. That's a bad pass. They've got to get it away. Trindle does. And I'll tell you what, it's been a big effort by Trindle. Under all that pressure, he still found the line.
Well, it's a huge night for Darryl Trindle, isn't it? He's had a punctuated career in a lot of different ways, and tonight he gets an opportunity in a high-profile game. Craig Polamander has probably been the Bulldogs' best player in the opening couple of months. Trindle will be hoping to grab this opportunity tonight with both hands. Been a cautious start from him, but that's a very nice kick, as Ray pointed out.
Richards to play it. Parramatta then on their second play, and it's Nathan Hindmarsh. Andrew, a comment from the sideline.
Ray, we've spoken about the players looking to impress the New South Wales Origin selectors. Well, what about the Queensland selectors? They'll be impressed with what they've seen from Daniel Wagon. He's in their 22-man squad. I think he'll make the 17. On the Bulldogs side of things, Stephen Price, returning from injury tonight, needs a big game to further his claims. He is also in the 22-man squad.
Irvine's kick, finding Patton. No real work for the fullback, but then he takes a bombardment of defence. Down on his own 40-metre line, that's Vanganar in 3. Got away to a great start this year with the Dogs. Somewhat of a try-scoring machine. As I said, all of that levelled out. This will be play on, I think. Yes, it's play on for Kalis. Redden, I don't know what happened to Redden, but somehow or other he lost the ball. Now, Nathan Hindmarsh.
I actually think he was trying to pass it, Ray, and it was knocked back by the Parramatta defenders.
Ian Hindmarsh. Yes, Ian taking it inside the 30-metre line, where Hodgson goes to dummy half. Through from Nathan Hindmarsh into Nathan Kalis. To the left they go again for Butner, and then a long ball finding Ryan. Well, Ryan was out very, very wide, and then he just pushed it onto Wagon's chest, and Wagon wasn't alert, wasn't ready for it.
I think he was looking for a cutout pass out to his winger there in Jason Moody. Wagon probably got in the way. Let's look at this. I think you can see the space out there. He's looking to pass it out to Moody, but it just wasn't on.
Darren Britt. Vella, the main man in the tackle with Nathan Hindmarsh. Now Glenn Hughes. Centre ground. 37 metres out from the Dogs line. And Anasta's kick goes straight down to Hodgson. He's able to make a run of about 18 metres. Oh, that's high. Oh, the kid. He's taken a few around the head. And he's copped another one. I think it's Darryl Trindle. Brett Hodgson, he was on the end of that tackle last weekend. Now he's got Trindle around the Adam's apple. And of course he copped a beauty from Mitch Healy, I think it was, last year. So he won't be able to take too many more head knocks before the medicos maybe think about headgear or a rest period or something like that for Brett. Jason Ryder at Newcastle was telling the story just the other day. That's why he's wearing the headgear. The medicos were concerned that he'd had a couple of head knocks. Justin Ryder, I should say, or the Night Rider. Now Vella. Irvine. Decoys everywhere. There's players in motion. Moody's down the left side. Great tackle.
Great tackle from Luke Patton. Straight away, Jason Moody has resented something that has gone on. There was another player in defence there. I would imagine it was El Masri. Very unusual to see Moody react that way, but a wonderful try-saving tackle from the fullback.
I think Vanganar got involved here somewhere.
In fact, it was Vanganar who made the tackle and Patton coming over the top.
I'm still wondering why he got his knickers in a knot there. Moody. Doesn't seem to be any problems from Luke Patton. 10 metres out from their own line. Price, and they're inside the 10. No, he's talking to the markers about not being direct.
Well, that's an offence that Parramatta could have been pulled up for once or twice again tonight. Tim Mander has been calling the markers to be square, and a couple of times the Eels haven't come up with the right configuration. There's a tackle from Andrew Ryan that looked worse than it was. No dramas, played the ball 45 out from their own line.
Well, there's the possession ratio, and 4-0 on the scoreboard. Paul Vaughton, as you said earlier, gee, that's not a very big reward, is it, for 65% of the time with the ball?
Absolutely not. And the Bulldogs now have got a bit of space to move in. And Trindle's got to work some magic with forwards running off him. And they're running well. Darren Britt's playing well. Surging ahead, looking for some support.
That run from Reardon has laid the platform for this. Patton got it away. And the Dogs are going to make it. Vunganar is over. Tim Manda awards the try. There was a little deflection in there that I just had a question mark on, but it eventually came back to Vunganar. Manda was in perfect place.
Well, it's been a great couple of minutes from Nigel Vunganar, a try saver at the other end. This is the pass from Glenn Hughes that it's actually battered on by Braithen Astor. Beautiful stuff again from the young man in the number 6 jersey. Good pass here from Trindle as well. He immediately knows that he's going to get the ball under and to a support player in Patton. Patton puts a move on Nathan Hindmarsh. Hughes into a gap. Now watch this from Anasta. Wonderful stuff again. Putting it onto the chest of the try scorer.
Well, we've seen this kid do some special things in the last month or so. The game he had against the Northern Eagles was just spectacular. This is as good as it gets. He's only 18 years of age. He's doing things that Mick Cronin was doing at the age of 30.
Now El Masri.
Yeah, 12-point haul for El Masri last week out of their 16 points. 4th on the point scoring list this season. And this has been a big improvement in his game, his goal kicking, a chance to put his side in front.
Michael Cronin stand right behind El Masri, almost packed to capacity, sheltering from the rain, the fans. From the 20-metre line, he's gonna get it. He's done it. Beautiful conversion by El Masri. It is 6-4, the Dogs over the Eels. Welcome to our networks taking us through the UK, through Sky Sports, and in New Zealand. There's Parramatta's Pat Richards. Takes us into another session. Price.
Our first in of change of the night sees David Wesley come into the action. It's Darren Britt who oppose him, taking it 23 out from his own line.
Darren Britt hit the ground very hard when he took that tackle and went in head first. He's okay, thank God. As they start the blind side in motion, and Nasta puts a kick in, a raking kick. It's come right back down the other side of the ground, and Richards will play it back on his 30-metre line. Played back for Hodgson. Hodgson giving it away for Jamie Lyon, and Lyon is still 15 metres short of halfway. This is Moody. 6-4, the Dogs leading the Eels. Wesley. You can hear them hitting from the effects microphones. Kalis. He's been their best forward. Irvine. 30-metre line. The crowd begging for a penalty, but it's the turnover.
He's taken a couple of poor options on the last tackle. Daniel Irvine scooting out of dummy half. That time he was tackled. The last time he kicked the ball straight down the throat of Luke Patton, only 20 metres behind the defensive line. As we see some movement on the bench now for the Bulldogs. Britt on to Norton.
Right on his own 40. Trindle holding the ball out in front of him, keeping the defence guessing, then a dummy, hoping it might open something up. And here's bustling Barry Ward. 30 metres out from the line. Jamie Feeney in headgear. Corey Hughes. Darryl Trindle. The kick is nice. Parramatta's under pressure. Line drop out for the Eels. Nice work by the Dogs.
Yeah, good move by Coach Steve Folkes. A couple of fresh troops on there. And Barry Ward and Jamie Feeney, they got them 40 metres up the deck. Look at this big, bad Barry Ward. He's been languishing in First Division for most of the year. Back into the side the last couple of weeks. And this is what he's capable of. A barnstorming run there from Barry.
Gee, it's a fair first touch, isn't it?
Are there any more B's we can use to describe bustling Barry? The barnstorming.
He's bad. He's
Big Bad Barry. Line drop out for Parramatta. Darren Britt, who plays alongside Big Bad Barry, takes it back. Now Patton. He will play the ball just outside the 30-metre line for Barry Ward. 25 out. Playing it back to Corey Hughes, and he takes them down the blind side with Feeney. Parramatta numbered up. Corey Hughes through from Norton. Long ball out towards the centres and finding Anasta. Oh! Glenn Hughes not held. Then it came back off the feet of Anasta. It's play on. It is Norton. And Norton is tackled. 2 metres from the line.
I thought the pass was forward.
Trindle puts a kick in. Oh, this is close. Feeney might have scored here. There's a chance that the Dogs have scored.
He's confident. Jamie Feeney only been on there about a minute and a half. He's had one touch, made about 15 metres. Has he scored a try with his second?
Yes, he has.
He has.
Beautiful vision there from Daryl Trindle. He was at dummy half, saw that the defensive line had struggled to get back, put the little rubber through, and Jamie Feeney reacted better than anybody. And I've got no doubt that he gets there first.
Yeah, for mine, there's enough on it for that to be classed a try.
I still go back to the play before. I thought that Braith Anasta's pass to, I think it was Hughes, was it? It looked to be a mile forward, but that's all academic now as the
Try for the Dogs.
Comes up.
10-4. 13 minutes to the break. This was the lead up. Oh, the pass from Anasta.
By how far?
That's the one that Peter Sterling was talking about.
Yeah, tremendous work there. That's a difficult kick from Trindle. Absolutely no room to work in. You've got Ryan coming back, Lyon coming back, Drew coming back, but Feeney had the jump. He knew straight away that he'd got the 4-pointer.
So it's high fives all round for the Dogs. 2 tries in very quick succession. Just about everything was going against them. Nearly all of the statistics. But they weathered the storm, and now they've struck back in front of half-time to lead by 6 points and possibly another 2 coming. El Masri flags up. 12-4. The Dogs by 8 points. About 11 minutes of time before they take the break. Darren Britt turning it back inside for Luke Patton.
Well, Paul Vaughton pointed out what a good move it was by coach Steve Folkes to bring Barry Ward, this man, on, and Jamie Feeney. And their influence in the last 3 or 4 minutes has had a profound effect on this game. Britt now over the halfway line.
Also the fact, Pete, that they've got a lot more ball. It was 70-30 before. It's around 55-45 at the moment. And they're doing a lot more with the ball than the Eels have done. Well, here's a charge down. Chance for the Eels. Kalis, well done.
So the Eels go back on the attack. Good work there by Kalis. David Wesley. Nathan Hindmarsh. Drew is on. Butner. Almost stepping out of a tackle that would have carried him to the try line. Nathan Hindmarsh again. Drew looking left, right, comes to the right. Floats it out to Butner. Butner puts the kick in, and the Dogs clean it up. Through Howland, they will take a line drop out.
It was Howland doing the cleaning up on that occasion. They've defended beautifully tonight, the Bulldogs. And I've got to give a rap to their little hooker, Corey Hughes, as we see some good work from the captain for Parramatta, Nathan Kalis, securing them possession. But Hughes at the other end of the field has come up with some very timely tackles.
And what Steve Folkes has done with his two replacements, Brian Smith's attempted to do with his in Brad Drew, and he's already made a difference, Brad Drew. His variety around the rucks, his running from dummy half, very, very good.
Good drop kick. Richards sending Wesley back, and Wesley is able to get it just inside the 40-metre line. Play number 1. Parramatta trailing by 8. Kalis, Marsh, Ryan, then to Hindmarsh to Wagon. The ball up to go forward. Moody comes back inside. Moody to play it on the 20-metre line. Now it's Nathan Hindmarsh. Running straight at the Canterbury 5/8, the Nasta. Penalty goes to the Eels.
Well, Nathan Kalis has just left the field, just been interchanged, so an important decision needs to be made here, and I'm not quite sure whether the Parramatta know who's going to make that. They're deciding to kick for touch. They'd have thought about taking 2 to put them a converted try behind, but after the 6.
Played by Ryan. Now from Drew. It is with Vella. Drew looking for his playmaker. There he goes off to the left, running away from PJ Marsh, who was on the right. Butner looks across and goes that way now. Marsh. No Shepherd. Was a little appeal for one. Drew again. Now it's with Ian Hindmarsh. But the Dogs' defence holding tight. Butner. Grubbing kick. Came off one of the Dogs. It went back to Corey Hughes. Well, their defence holding tight.
Defence is holding tight, but for mine, the Parramatta offence is making it easy for them. You've got to get some depth when you've got the football. And really, Parramatta had no options there by playing so flat. They just really made it much easier for the Bulldog defence to come up with that smothering type of tackling. Feeney takes it over 30, back slammed.
Andrew Voss.
Ray, a wrap there for Darryl Trindle. He was the player who came up with a tackle on Ian Hindmarsh, and Tricky's probably got reason to be a little gun-shy, having been put on report already in this match. You think back to the last time in his Australian career, his last season with South Sydney, he copped a 7-match suspension for a high tackle, so you'd have to think being put on report would be playing on his mind. And hello, the world's coming to an end here.
Oh, no.
It's Caddyshack.
Gee, I tell you what.
I've got to tell you, that was close.
That was close.
Big lightning flash here.
Well, Jamie Lyons just spilt the football in that tackle. Touch came from the touch judge. A call, I'm sorry, came from the touch judge. Yeah, there wasn't much fun in that thunder and lightning, was there?
So the fans in the grandstands, they're okay, but those out on the hill, they're copping a real drenching. The Dogs then, with a Nasta kicking on the first tackle. El Masri's after it. It'll come back to the 20 for the restart. No need for the foot runners. It was always going to beat them.
Exciting play, though. Love these first tackle options from scrums. Crowd went up, the players chasing hard, striving to get that football and diving into the corner.
Wesley with a determined run. Played back by Wagon. Drew gives it away to Vella. And Michael Vella will play it now. 5 or 6 metres into Canterbury's area. PJ Marsh. Solomona is on. Drew. And the pass goes over the sideline. So inside the last 5 before this break. (12-4). The Dogs 2 tries to 1. They trailed 4-0. The violent storm across the top of Parramatta.
And you can be assured the Bulldogs do go in with this substantial lead. Stephen Folkes will be laying down the law about their last two second-half performances against both the Warriors and the Tigers in recent weeks. They've held substantial leads. Almost got run down once to escape with the draw. And then the Tigers only failed by a couple last week.
Travis Norton. Just on Parramatta's side of halfway. Manda shouting instructions, calling players back onside, giving them every chance.
Enough, boys, enough.
El Masri will play it on the eastern touchline. That's in front of the Cronin stand. Glenn Hughes playing it back for Perry, who is on in jumper number 20. And the kick again turns Moody around, but it's got too much volume about it. 3.5 minutes of the first half remaining. Tricky Trindle's played a major part, making his first appearance in first grade in the new colours adopted by the former Rabbitoh. And I suppose in many ways a special association there between Daryl Trindle and Braithen Astor. Daryl, of course, loyal to George Piggins and the Rabbitohs as long as he could be. And Braith, the nephew of the South boss. So it is with PJ Marsh. A run of 15 metres. Brad Drew. Cross halfway. Feeney and Ward pulling him down. Hodgson. Marsh. And really not doing anything at all for Parramatta.
Get off him.
Played by Norton.
No, Marcus out.
Patton. There's the completions. Glenn Hughes had the arm free. He was looking for a runner, but El Masri was too late in getting there. There's a Parramatta player injured in back play. I think it's Ryan. I think it's Andrew Ryan who's hurt for Parramatta as play comes to a halt.
And I think we'll see a penalty here for Canterbury against Parramatta players tackling high on Barry Ward. And what to do, about 32 metres out, right in front of the sticks. They will have a shot at goal.
This is the Ryan injury. It looks as though it was a leg injury of some kind. Difficult to pick it up from that.
And then the high tackle by Wesley on Barry Ward. So an opportunity here for a 10-point lead for the Bulldogs at half-time. They played really well this first half. Once they started to get some football, the defence was strong early and has remained so for most of the first half. When they've had the footy, they've done a bit more with it than the Parramatta Eels have.
The more I look at this crowd and considering the weather, it's a tremendous crowd. Many of them standing out there in the rain. The blue and white army on the Peter Sterling Hill end of the ground there to the left. 33 metres out now for El Masri to pick up another couple of points. 12-4 currently. Half-time. 40 seconds away. There she goes. Looks okay. And a further 2 points to the Bulldogs. They lead 14-4 as we approach half-time. Tremendous half of football for them. Their defence was solid. Parramatta were only able to break that defence with the kick. It went off the boot into the in goal for Wagon to score. That was the only way Parramatta could find to get the ball over the line, and then the Dogs came back. The penalty, the possession ratio was 2/3 of the time against them, and they scored 2 tries in spite of that. And they go to the break leading 14-4. That's a marvellous effort by the Canterbury Bulldogs, Steve Folkes. He won't be able to add anything at all to what they've done on the park. He'll ask for another 40 minutes of the same. 14-4 then as we take a break. We're back with the second half in just a moment.
Made with 97% whole grain and around 9 cents a Bix, Wheat Bix gives your family the lasting goodness and real energy to fly into their day.
It grows back. You've got to see this.
For a longer-lasting pleasure, new Magnum Infinity, made with special cocoa and cocoa nibs, an intense chocolate pleasure that stays with you longer.
Watch this.
But not forever. New Magnum Infinity, for pleasure seekers.
While some things are easy to learn, others take time. So we made hand washing even simpler with the Dettol no-touch hand wash system. It senses hands automatically and dispenses hand wash that kills 99.9% of germs, making hand washing so easy, kids want to do it by themselves. The no-touch hand wash system from Dettol. No wonder Dettol is the #1 brand recommended by doctors.
Old fella. $7 Subway foot-long subs.
Sorry, mate. Gee, I love these things.
Oh, yeah. Especially now the chicken fillet's only $7 as well, eh?
Chicken fillet?
Yeah.
For $7?
Yeah. You kidding? Nah.
For a limited time only, the delicious chicken fillet Subway footlong sub is reduced to just $7.
$7?
Certainly is. You missed out this time.
At participating Subway restaurants.
Hi there, can I help?
Yeah, can you explain car insurance to me in plain English?
How does amazing insurance with awesome discounts sound?
I can get that.
Sure, we've done it for millions of other people.
Great.
And we'll throw in a lifetime repair guarantee.
Fantastic.
And personalised claims support at no extra charge.
Fantastic-er.
Fantastic-er.
Technically, that's not plain English.
Don't worry, it'll catch on.
Get fantastic savings with Progressive Online Car Insurance.
This is the real thing. All the comfort, all the connectivity, without the compromise. The all-new, all-wheel drive XV Sports Crossover. All the best from Subaru.
So here we go. Will they extend that lead, or will the Eels, in fact, come back to be undefeated in their last 4 games? Everything coming into the game pointed to an Eels victory. At the moment, it's not looking that way. Parramatta Stadium becoming increasingly sodden by this prevailing weather. Nathan Hindmarsh beyond the 40-metre line. Brad Drew came on midway through the first half in jumper number 14. And now Butner. It's a kick. It's going out on the fall. It's gone over the head of Brett Howland. And that's another one of the downsides of conditions like these, particularly for the kickers.
It's also a reward for persistence. That time it was Jamie Feeney going through, putting pressure on the kicker. And just his presence was enough to put Butner out. And the scrum proceed now. Centre field, 40 out for the Dogs.
Trindle running off, linking up with the centre and the winger. Parramatta mark up. And now Willie Talau brings it back more towards the centre of the ground. They're 20 metres out. Barry Ward met by Wesley and by Vella. AD now, centre of the ground. Travis Norton runs at Ryan, who together with Nathan Hindmarsh pull him down. Corey Hughes, they put on a blindside play. The grubbing kick is fielded by Parramatta. Well done by the fullback. And a penalty goes to the Eels.
That time the penalty going against Glenn Hughes. He too was not square in the marker position, and Tim Mander told him on 2 occasions that he wasn't, but he got involved. Ryan takes it forward, looks to have recovered from that injury late in this first half.
5 metres on his own side of halfway. David Wesley, the former Raider. Vella running tonight very wide and has gone forward. And Parramatta trying a couple of things, maybe unnecessary at this time of the night. You can't argue with the ruling. So the scrum packing with the advantages going to Canterbury. 40-yard centre of the ground. Andrew's back from the sheds. Andrew.
Well, Brian Smith won't be too happy with that error from Michael Vella pushing the pass, because that was his chief instruction at halftime. We're still in this match. We've got to appreciate, though, that it's time to play wet weather football. Don't rush things. Don't try and push the pass. Let's just settle down and we can still win this one. From the Bulldogs room, Steve Folkes just said we owe it to ourselves to finish the job tonight. The bad news at halftime, Adam Perry, who is making his comeback tonight from a broken foot, he is, well, they fear that he may have re-broken the foot tonight. He was only out there for 5 minutes before halftime. He'll be off for x-rays now. Adam Perry, their hooker. And the other big discussion point at halftime was in the referees' room. They just did a check on the operations manual on what they would do if the lightning got too severe here. Tim Mander could stop the match. It does appear that the main centre of the storm has passed, but Tim Mander could stop the match, take a delay and return, say, 10-15 minutes later.
Yeah, well, the lightning is causing problems in more areas than one. We've taken our cameras from the roof here at Parramatta Stadium. It was getting too dangerous to leave men up there taking pictures from up top, and at one stage it was getting pretty dangerous to be playing out there in the middle of Parramatta Stadium. I think we did see it one night at Marathon Stadium when Parramatta were playing Newcastle. Howland with that run ending on his own 40-metre line. Played back to El Masri. And the Dogs, they won't go back into their kennel and try and close this game up, but they probably won't be looking to do too many flash things on early tackles, particularly. Little blokes like El Masri, Howland, some dummy half runs, simple stuff. Trindle plugging it down into the corner. Hodgson, he can expect plenty of that tonight. And Feeney covers a lot of ground to make that tackle and then gives a penalty rather stupidly.
Oh, he's a little bit unlucky here, Ray. I'm just wondering whether a Parramatta player might have given him a bit of a nudge as he was getting up and running back. That's what he was appealing for. Feeney, he gets up. And then PJ Marsh, they give him a little bit of help into the fullback Hodgson.
Penalties, 6-3 in favour of the home side. Solomona just outside his own 30-metre line. Michael Vella. Ryan. And Ryan has gone through. Still going, this big fellow. 38 metres out from the Dogs' line. Good run, Andrew Ryan. Marsh. Ah, beautifully taken in by Wagon. 22 metres out now from the line. Parramatta starting to put something together. And the kick off the foot of Marsh. And then there was no contest on the far side. Howland. And that's a good ball. Mind you, when you're in front by what they are, I suppose it wasn't necessary, but they chanced it, got away with it.
I don't really quite know what the urgency was to kick on the fourth tackle in from PJ Marsh. We've had another shot at them and even got into a better position to put a kick up on the last tackle as Feeney slowly to his feet.
Feeney is very, very groggy in back play. Ian Hindmarsh was furious with the referee because he made the tackle and he knew he hurt him, and he also knew that the ball was dislodged, but he couldn't attract the attention of the referee. That's the tackle. See the ball come out? And then Hindmarsh, he tried to attract the attention of somebody in official capacity, and they weren't looking. It's bad luck for Parramatta. Marsh now. Whoa! Oh dear. How was your breakfast? Moody.
There's a good hit by Stephen Price. That's what Queensland were looking for in a couple of weeks, and a little forearm jolt just to finish it off.
Marsh again, nothing wrong with him. Solomona. Just a little pass away for Butner. 7 metres into Canterbury territory. Marsh away for Drew. Drew kicks, looking for his outside men, but Patton is there with ample time. Jamie Lyon making the tackle. I might be wrong, but there didn't seem to be a lot of urgency about the Parramatta chase on that kick.
Well, I know for a fact that Brian Smith came up with the unusual move this morning of bringing his side in and giving them a training run. Gave them a little bit of time off over Easter. And he just thought he might have been not quite mentally there. So he actually put on an extra session this morning. Not sure whether it's worked, because certainly the Bulldogs have got the spring in the step.
Played by Feeney. And that's come off the outside edge, and it travels into touch. On the bounce, fortunately for the Dogs and for Corey Hughes. Just came off the outside edge. He wasn't happy with it. He was happy with this. Just reiterating what Paul Vaughton said earlier about Barry Ward's impact on the game. So too Jamie Feeney. The two of them, they came on simultaneously, and they have made a big difference. Butner out wide. He's put down just inside the 40-metre line. Sunday, the boys will televise for you from Marathon. Newcastle versus the Tigers. The Knights versus the Tigers. That's the Sunday telecast as Parramatta tries desperately to get back into the Friday night telecast. Hodgson. Drew. Marsh. Kick down the right side. Richards after it with Howland. Howland just in the field of play. And the Dogs had to really scamper back to get players on side.
The last two times Parramatta have made a clean break. First by Ryan and then by Hindmarsh. The next play after that, all they've come up with is 2 dummy half runs. You've got to come up with more than that if you want to score tries and break the line of this Canterbury defence.
Howland covered by Lyon and Marsh.
Gee, it was a good ball from Trimble, wasn't it?
Down as this ball crosses the sideline, way back down the ground. Pat Richards is injured after that chase on Brett Howland, and he doesn't look as though he's going to continue. Knee problem for Pat Richards.
As he's carried from the field, you would imagine that David Violicki would come into the game now and a reshuffle probably result. So they had that capacity there with Moody in the centres. It's Wagon in the centres, I'm sorry.
Parramatta, of course. Probably a tad light on for wingers now, if in fact that news on Richards is not good. They lost Eric Gross Jr. during the year. We see that he's signed now with the Roosters. Played by Ian Hindmarsh. Now Andrew Ryan. 40-metre line, own end of the park. Vella. Taken low by Norton, up the top by Feeney. Making a third man was Britt. Drew. Patton's back on his own 10. Pulled down by Michael Butner. Now El Masri. 14-4, no change to the halftime score. 2 tries to 1. 3 goals for the Dogs, none for Parramatta. Stephen Price played strong tonight. Always does, but he's been, to my eye, probably more prominent tonight. As has this man, Britt. They've really rolled their sleeves up, the front rowers. Norton. Kick is high. There's a bit of indecision from Parramatta. Hodgson eventually finished up with it, but Hodgson and Moody, they were waving arms around like traffic cops.
As PJ Marsh goes across the field, there's another high tackle. No, they're offside out wide, the Bulldogs. There was a decision made in that kick, and it was made by Hodgson, who said it's yours. Butner, quick tap.
Butner pointing at the players offside. So Parramatta 35 metres out from the line. Kalis. Solomona. There it is. He just lofted it into vacant air and hoping somebody would run onto it. PJ Marsh did that. Now Drew. Struggling run. Plenty of commitment. Now from Marsh across for Butner. Butner, well, he's taken an air swing, I think, Michael. The Dogs are with it. 10 out from their own line. Here it is. Well, he's had an air swing and then got a second chance on it. Now they knock on the Dogs.
Well, it almost looked like Reed knocked on.
is out there, Adam Peake.
Like Reed might have knocked on that.
Not a happy commencement to his time on the park. Now the crowd rises for Parramatta. Butner. Bialecki. Close to the western touchline, and he's going to give the penalty to Parramatta.
He must be close.
I wonder, is he thinking of the sin bin?
I reckon he is. He'll be close to it.
We've had 2 or 3 now where your blokes are laying the tackle, and I want it to be quick. Okay, so he's got to penalise. Now, after that, I can't do any more penalties. I can't take some other option. I don't believe they are. Okay, if they are, I'll penalise them. Now, let's hit quick play the balls.
You heard it there. You would think that if there's another penalty or another situation holding down, we will see someone in the sin bin.
Ryan. From Drew then, finding Ian Hindmarsh. Drew again. Now for Kalis. Kalis to Marsh. Marsh to Hodgson. And now Solomona. The Dogs desperate in defence. Marsh. Kalis. Taken down by Reardon. Hodgson. And he got under the tackle from Peake. Flicked out the back. Solomona. Solomona puts the kick up. And it's with the Dogs on the first.
Well, great Bulldogs defence, wasn't it? And you won't see a better tackle all night than the one made on Hodgson by Brett Howland over in the corner. It was an absolute beauty. As Darren Britt struggles, he's lost the football, it's gone back, play on, Anasta.
Almost to the halfway, Braith Anasta. Patton up from fullback, Corey Hughes. Marsh and Kalis making the tackle. Anasta again. Now Peake. Another of the famous names from that era we talked about earlier in the night. Reardon.
On the line, those stats, markers.
Trindle. It's a high kick. Hudson's got to get a penalty. Well, they just took him straight out. They basically steamrolled over the top of him.
Well, the kick was a beauty from Darryl Trindle. Put a lot of pressure on, especially in these conditions. Let's just have a look at who arrives first. It's Jamie Feeney along with Luke Patton, giving Hodgson no chance. Unfortunately for Parramatta, they failed to find touch, but somehow, through a superb effort, have come up with the loose ball through Wagon.
It's an incredible piece of athleticism by Wagon. He's given the team a chance, though. Marsh. Drew. Now Nathan Hindmarsh. Marsh. Price got him again. Price has been a bit of a nemesis for Marsh tonight. Oh, great ball! Brad Drew for Michael Butner, and Butner is over the line. What a perler of a pass from Bradley Drew.
Yes, let's have a look at that one again. They needed something inspirational. They were lucky to get possession. Daniel Wagon can put his hand up for this try as well. That was the kick following Hodgson being taken out from the bomb.
It's a great chase, Pete.
Yeah.
And he shouldered Trindle out of the way. Almost pushed him in the back.
And there you see Brad Drew shaking off the step. He knew that if he could get it around the back of Steve Reardon, that Michael Butner, who's probably the best backup man in this Parramatta side, was going to be there.
Hudson from 20 in. 17 out to bring them within 4. 14 to 10 now. Dogs leading by 4. 1 hour gone. Parramatta invigorated by some performances out there from a select group of individuals. Wagon, Solomona, Drew, and the others are starting to ignite. Marsh. Patton with a long run back. The ball will go dead. Andrew Voss.
Well, Ray, problems for both teams now. The report on Pat Richards, it is ligament damage to the knee. He's out for the night, but the Bulldogs bench, there's plenty of empty seats there now. I can tell you Travis Norton has been in the dressing room for the last 5 or 6 minutes with a knee injury. Of course, Adam Perry is out for the night. I'm just getting word now Travis Norton also out for the night. And out on the field, Steve Reardon and Corey Hughes are both struggling with injury. They've used 8 interchanges, so this is going to be a real old-fashioned test of the Bulldogs' medal.
We'll see. Okay, so they're going to guts it out. 7 changes from Parramatta, 8 from Canterbury. Patton from dummy half. That's a good tackle. That had some nuts and bolts in it, didn't it, Kalis? Now Corey Hughes gets the same medicine. The Dogs, they're in front, but from the report from Andrew Voss, all is not well. Hudson, 20 metres out from his own line. Centre ground. Moody. Jason to play it. Inside his 30. David Violecki. Hanging onto a boot there was Reardon. Now it is Ian Hindmarsh. That's a good run. Steering the ship to the halfway line. Now Drew. I'll tell you something about Feeney. It mightn't have been apparent. He's worked tirelessly trying to put pressure on the kickers. 11 coming on. Glenn Hughes. This crowd tonight, a very good crowd considering our conditions. 20,220. Stands highly accommodated. And the blue and gold army and the blue and white army are packed down on that hill behind the Dogs this end.
Well, there is a lot of passion between both of these sides. We went back to the 80s earlier, but as Darren Britt pointed out on the footy show last night, that's been reignited with events that happened in the finals in the late 90s between the two clubs. So plenty of feeling between them still as Hodgson looks for some support in line. He's put pressure on Wagon.
Hodgson straight ahead to the 20-metre line. That'll bring a penalty. It's against Willie Talau. And they're just starting to let little indiscretions get the better of them.
Once again, this is a second tackle, and the referee did say about 7-8 minutes ago he would bin someone. And they haven't put it out.
Boo-boo. A bad one. Britt. Now can the Dogs come back and really hurt them? Price is 15 out from the line. Glenn Hughes, it's over the shoulder of Trindle and Ryan. Ryan's with the ball. Vella.
Well, speaking of injuries, not only moments ago, PJ Marsh is struggling out there as well. Looks like he's picked up an Achilles problem.
He's got a cramp, Pete. He's got a problem with cramp in that left calf muscle. I was watching him try to stretch it earlier on. Ball pushed across to Wagon. Wagon away to Ian Hindmarsh. 42 metres out from their own line as Irvine comes back into the game. And he got a ricochet off Jamie Lyon. Lyon's going down the touchline. Puts a kick into the centre. Off the boot again. They're there. Parramatta's over. Daniel Irvine. Daniel Irvine has scored. This is a miraculous try. This is quite incredible.
Well, we're just checking whether he was onside at the end. That's fine. It's the build-up that Ray was talking about. Wonderful work from Daniel Irvine scooting out of dummy half. He collided with Hodgson, almost propelled him through the defensive line. Got it to Jamie Lyon. Let's have a look at how that occurred. That's Irvine. Gets pushed through by his fullback. Gets the pass to Lyon, who's got wonderful hands. He gets rid of Howland. Tries to get on the outside of Feeney. Kicks. Everybody is onside. It bounces off the shoulder of Luke Patton on the boot of the try scorer, Daniel Irvine. So with the same bloke picked it up as kicked it, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We've got Hodgson kicking a conversion to take the lead.
That is a wonderful, wonderful try by Irvine. Brad Drew, here's the, what we think, green light, yes. Brad Drew had only just left the field. Daniel Irvine sprinted onto the dummy half area and did the rest himself, didn't he? Fantastic stuff. Sprints out of dummy half, beats one, finds support, gets pushed through a gap by Hodgson, finds support. And look, watch how Irvine, he's on the deck. He has to make the effort to get up and support. And that's a big thing to do when it's very wet, you're down by 4, and he gets up and gets his foot to the footy and has enough speed once he gets it back to get there. Wonderful stuff from Irvine.
We've seen a couple of touches from this kid tonight too, Jamie Lyon, to suggest that he has got something a little bit special in his game. Irvine kept his composure here. Hodgson, who did very well to continue his support. The two players who started it finish it off. And now can the number one put his team in front?
Hodgson, 14 all. This to put them in front with 13 to go. Nails it, gets it. Parramatta leading by 2 points. 67th minute gone. The Dogs trailing by 2 now. Violecki. Ryan 35 metres away from his own line. Michael Vella. Irvine kicks it down for Patton. Patton carries it back to his own 30-metre line. Feeney. Ooh. Turned base over apex. Nothing said. Apparently it was okay. Played by Darren Britt. Oh, a bit of a juggle there by Reardon, but got it away for Trindle. Played then by Darrell. So the Dogs down to the Parramatta 40-metre line. They're trailing 16-14. 3 tries to 2 in favour of the Eels now. And that kick rolling away down towards the dead ball. Back to the 20 for the restart.
Make sure you're onside, make sure you're onside.
That's a great run out from the 20. It's ended 35 metres out for Jamie Lyon.
It's a bad sign for the Bulldogs, though. There was no urgency to get back. They did not have a line at all from that tap restart. And the gaps are starting to appear around the ruck areas. Violecki tries to get rid of Vungana, cannot do so.
A real test of stamina. Another example of the 12-4 interchange having its, I guess, desired effect. Kalis turning it back on the inside. Played by Moody. Off to the right for Hodson. An attempt to charge down by Price. The bounce. The bounce is with the Dogs. Howland. 9 metres out from his own line. Now it's Patton and Trindle putting it together before pushing it across to El Masri. And El Masri is held by Violecki and Drew. A lot of sideways movement, but nothing forward. Barry Ward.
Good run to take it outside 20. Daniel Irvine receiving attention on the sideline. Brad Drew back out there for the Eels. As Reardon getting a good tackle by Andrew Ryan. He's been wonderful tonight, the lock forward for the Blue and Golds.
Cheer from the Parramatta crowd. 20,000 people here tonight. Plenty of Canterbury supporters. Anasta losing the ball. So it's the changeover. Drew. Kalis. He's been tireless tonight. I don't suppose that's anything new for Nathan Kalis, but he's to be admired. Wholehearted performer. Now it is Jamie Lyon running towards the corner. He's pulled down 5 metres out. Drew away from Marsh. Now back for Kalis. Kalis drops it on the left foot. It's bouncing around for El Masri. He'll be... I thought he might have been forced back into the in goal, but he did well. He submitted in the tackle, which was the wise thing to do. Now Vungana. Play back for El Masri. Give it away for Adam Peake. 11 out from his own line. 8.5 minutes of the game remaining. Just 2 points in it. Patton gets it around the corner. Howland gets it inside, but it's knocked on by Willie Talau. We will take a break and be back in just a moment. (16-14). 2 points the margin.
We might have just seen a match-winning tackle here on Brett Howland. He's quite possibly the quickest man out there. And have a look at Jamie Lyon. Stretching out, ball going back inside behind Talau. If Howland had got around his man, they were away.
Now the Eels. Butner has lost it. Played by Anasta. Chance for Parramatta. Extinguished by Canterbury. And played by Price. Peak surging down the blind side to the Parramatta 40-metre line. Big Bad Barry. 31 away. Played back for Glenn Hughes. Then for Darryl Trindle. Now for Braithen Astor. This is Willie Talau. 27 metres out. The Dogs down by 2. Glenn Hughes, a neat step. 5 gone for them. Trindle into open space. Now comes to the defence line. Price puts a kick in. Well read by, it's Nathan Hindmarsh.
Yeah, sat into a good set of 6 there.
Sorry, Paul.
Sat into a good set of 6 there by the Bulldogs. You probably don't need prop forwards putting in little kicks on your 5th tackle, but it went to Stephen Price. He had no choice.
Violecki came into the game when Parramatta lost Pat Richards. For how long? We're not sure at this time. Moody.
Okay, last one.
33 out from the line. Parramatta protecting a 2-point lead. Charge down. The Dogs have got a chance. Feeney, he'll make it. Feeney's over. Off a charge down. Jamie Feeney has probably won the game for the Dogs.
And if any man deserves a charge down tonight, it is Jamie Feeney. He's been superb since coming off the bench. We've mentioned his name plenty of times this evening, and it's all been good stuff. Michael Buetner had a long time to kick this football, but Feeney, well, he actually got him pretty much around the stomach area, so it was a pretty poor kick from Buetner. But he has gone through 10 times tonight, and it might be the 10th time that he gets the charge down that wins the game.
Yeah, simple mistakes by Parramatta will cost them a win tonight if Canterbury do go on with this. Great show of courage and determination by Jamie Feeney. What a game he's had. Been really good. Michael Buetner had plenty of time to kick that. He kicked it low. Hit it like a 3-iron instead of a 9-iron. And hence another Bulldogs try.
Well done, Jamie Feeney. It's all been said. He has not stopped all night long doing the behind-the-scenes things that you don't get a lot of praise for. The cameras aren't on you. You're trying to keep supporting players, running decoys, trying to charge down kicks, putting a chase on the kick. Just little things, and Feeney has done that all night long. El Masri, 5 in from touch. On the 20-metre line, Michael Cronin stand side. Haven't they had some battles over the last couple of decades, these two clubs, and how many times has the scoreboard been so close at completion? Hazem, El Masri with this to make it 2016. Not enough? Maybe that's a good question. Is it enough? It's not over this one. Both teams are out on their feet. Hazem. Got it. Got it. Got it. Beautifully. 20 points to 16 now. The Army goes up. Andrew.
And Ray, I'll sing the praises more of this bloke on screen, Jamie Feeney. Last week off the bench, 14 hit-ups, 32 tackles, and his career try tally now 11. That's a great record for a bench player.
Shallow restart by Parramatta comes down to Canterbury. 4 points the lead for the Blue and Whites. Still think there's another try in this game. For who, I'm not sure, but given the tiredness, given the fatigue, it wouldn't surprise to see another crack. And another opportunity exploited. Peak on the halfway.
Well, now Daryl Trindle has to come into his own as well with the kicking game. It goes back on the last. He fires it low. Reasonable field position for
Parramatta have used all their interchanges. Canterbury have 2 left. But according to Andrew, there's a chance that they mightn't have any personnel to use. Kalis. There's Britt. Solomona. David Solomona. There's the ball. David Wesley is with it. 4 tackles gone for the Eels. 20 points to 16. We've gone inside the 3rd last minute now. Drew is tackled on the 40. Will they put it through the hands? It's with Solomona. Now Butner. Butner's pass. Look to go forward. Wagon. Now Parramatta's got it back. 6 more tackles.
It was played at by Willie Talau, who tried to catch the football, missed it. So they will have a good opportunity here. Jamie Lyon takes it inside the 30.
Lyon played it back for Solomona. Pushes it back for Drew. Drew for Hodson. Hodson tries to slide through a gap, looking for legs that'll carry him. Now Michael Vella winds it up and lets it go to the 10-metre line.
Got to go the other way. They've gone the wrong way, no doubt.
Marsh. Now it's Violecki. He gets it away. They're over. Parramatta's in. The try has been scored by Jason Moody.
No, forget I said that.
Jason Moody scores. Great call,
They've
Sterling.
gone the right way. They've gone the right. Well, I don't know. They must have been short both sides, because on the far side, there were only 3 defenders up against 5 or 6 Parramatta players. Stephen Price is talking to the referee. We're going to the video ref. We're going to have a look at Nigel Vangana. They come this way, and there looks to be ample defenders there, but a good decoy run here by Nathan Hindmarsh. That's no problem, because Vangana's just gone on to take him. Violecki draws his man, puts Moody over uncontested. That's fine. But now you would not get a more difficult conversion.
Right way, wrong way. They went the try way. That's what they did. Outstanding stuff. They only had 3 attackers on about 6 defenders. Green light, 20 all. Brett Hodson. He can make a hero of himself here. A kick to win the game.
Well, this was the play on the last tackle of the previous set that gave Parramatta back possession. If Willie Talau catches that football, they win the game. I'm not saying that they're going to blame him, but that's how close this match has been. And now, look, they come this way, and honestly, there are 4 players up against 6 defenders, and it is the decoy run of Nathan Hindmarsh that opens it up on the outside for Violecki and Jason Moody. A well-constructed move, and it was bodies in motion, changing the point of attack. That's isolated Hazemil Masri. He had no chance to stop that.
So Brett Hodson, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, has this kick coming up for you as we come out of the replay, and that's where he is. At the T-bar of the 20-metre line. It's on its way, and it's wide. They are going to have to be content with a point each. 20 all, the Dogs and the Eels.
Well, Rabbit, you're an absolute genius. You said with 4 to go you could see another try in this game. Can you see another one?
No. No, I cannot. But I'll tell you something. Those that have argued for a change to the interchange, they must be really singing its praises tonight, because this, okay, so it's not like it used to be way back, but there is a real test of stamina in this game in 2001.
Well, can they get within field goal range? That's David Wesley bumping through players, getting close to the halfway line. That's 4 tackles gone.
Look at the clock, Peter.
I don't think there's a field goal exponent out there in the last 10 seconds from this distance for Parramatta. They've got to go for the try.
Well, Violecki is tackled. The siren will sound. He'll just have time to play the ball. It is out to PJ Marsh. It is out to Michael Buettner. He dummies through. It's gone from Drew. It's gone to Wagon. Wagon gets the ball away. Players in motion all over the park. And Wesley is tackled. That is full time. That is full time. It is 20 points all. These two wonderful arch rivals, the Eels and the Dogs.
This has been a presentation of Fox Sports in partnership with the National Rugby League.
We've got 5 live games.
Fox Sports lines up 5 live. Saturday, it's the Warriors and Broncos. Then it's the Titans and Tigers or Panthers.